I want to say to my babies that your mama loves you so much.
In 1994, Susan Smith told the South Carolina police that a black man had carjacked her and that her sons were in the vehicle. Smith described the alleged suspect, and a picture of his sketch was everywhere. Unknown to the police, Susan had committed an unthinkable crime. Susan strapped her 3-year-old and 14-month-old sons into their car seats and watched them drown slowly while the car sunk in the John D. Long Lake. Susan even granted an interview where she prayed for the children to return safely.
Pray every day that you're taking care of them, and know that we will do anything we will to help you to get them home back to us. I just can't express it enough.
Frantic efforts were made to secure the release of the children. Prayer sessions were held, and locals volunteered to search for the missing children. Flyers containing the sketch of the alleged kidnapper were distributed, and phone booths were created to help get leads on the case. For 9 days, the entire nation was bonded by this story and the desire to rescue the boys. Susan's husband, David Smith, was supportive and remained by her side throughout the ordeal.
The American public continued to pray for Michael and Alex, that they all return home safely.
On the 9th day, Susan confessed that she strapped the boys on their seats and rolled the car into the lake. Her confession caused a betrayal so deeply felt by all those who clung to hope that the boys would be found alive. The case went to trial, and the prosecution alleged that Susan killed the boys because she was having an affair. The prosecution told the court that Susan's partner told her that children were the only thing stopping them from being together. The prosecution sought the death penalty, but the juror declined and sentenced her to life imprisonment. After 30 years in prison, Susan is eligible for parole. She testified before the South Carolina Board of Paroles and Pardon in Columbia, admitting to having made a mistake.
And I would give anything if I could go back and change it.
Her ex-husband, David Smith, also testified at the parole hearing.
You're welcome to stay seated if you want.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee, it's been a tough 30 years. I'm not here to speak about what she's done in prison. You all have the records, the accounts of all that. I'm just here to advocate on Michael and Alex's behalf and as their father. You know, God gives us free choice. And she made free choice that night to end her life. This wasn't a tragic mistake. It wasn't something that she didn't mean to do. She purposely meant to end her life. I never have felt any remorse from her for it. She's never expressed any to me. I never seen it on paper. No, you've heard, she changed my life for the rest of my life that night. Some for the better, some for the worse, but what she did, not only to Michael and Alex, she came pretty close to causing me to end my life because of the grief that she brought upon me. But thankfully she didn't. I understand back in 95 that through the state's law, life in prison meant 30 years to life. And now that's different, but at that time, that's what counts. I understand that. But ultimately, to me, that's only 15 years per child. Her own children. It's just not enough. So I'm asking that you please deny her parole today. And hopefully in the future, but specifically today. Not let her out.
Also, letters were sent to the Paroles Board opposing the release of Susan Smith. Susan had issues in prison, including violating several policies. Smith had sex with 2 correctional officers at Camille Griffin Graham Correctional Institution in Greenwood. She was moved to Leith Correctional Institution in Greenwood because of the incident. A documentary filmmaker contacted Susan via phone and even sent money to her prison account. South Carolina Department of Corrections said inmates can receive and send letters but cannot communicate with journalists in person or on the phone. After considering all the testimonies, the Paroles Board denied Smith parole, but she could try again in 2026.